I want to give GMAT in 1 month. This was the statement of one of the students who approached me last month. And he said that I want to give GMAT in next 1 month. I have prepared for GMAT and I have given few mock tests. I'm scoring around 560, 580. But I just have 1 month and I want to work with a private tutor and I don't want to waste more time. I said that's okay, but we need to plan out things. Will you be able to do in 1 month or not? It depends on a lot of factors. You don't understand. You tell me what needs to do, and I'll do it. So these were the words of the student who approached me last month for GMAT preparation. So I said, okay, let's start with it. So I started his verbal classes and I started with sentence correction. So even before I started with sentence correction, when are we going to start with quant? I said, let me just start with one thing and then we can move on to the other thing. No, I think we can do both. I said, let's do one thing. Let's study sentence correction theory and then I give you some practice for quant. So I sent him a few questions to practice for quant and I told him how to do them so that by the time we are finishing sentence correction, he get into that groove of practicing questions. So I said, oh, I'll do it. Okay, tell me what needs to do. So I explained him the theory and then I gave him a homework. So I said in that your job is to just complete this homework that I'm giving you after the classes. And there are around 15 questions in that homework set. And parallel to that, just practice the questions of quant. He said, I'll do that. Next class after 2 days when we meet, so he has completed the homework. But when I asked him, explain me the homework, how you have done it. So he said that, and even when I normally tell a student to complete the homework, I always tell them you have to write down step-by-step explanation to every question of the homework. He said that I have not written the explanations, but I got the questions right. Okay, I said, okay, let me just explain me how you did that. So when he started explaining me, he didn't follow the approach. Okay, he was not aware of most of the concepts. He has just completed somehow. Because his only intention was to get the question right somehow. He was not ready to follow the right approach. I said this way you will not be able to reach 700, 720, whatever is your target. You will stay where you are. Okay, what do you want me to do? So I said that when you're practicing, practice the questions with the right approach. Secondly, when I normally take a class, I record every class and I send the recording to the student so that student can refer to that recording after the class. So I told him that, okay, just listen to this recording and then complete the homework. So he didn't listen to the recording. He thought that, okay, whatever I have learned in the class, it's enough. I can do the homework. So again, I asked him, has he practiced anything for quant? Oh, I didn't get the time, but I'll do it. I'll do it. I said, okay. Today he had his third class. So I again discussed the homework. The same thing. He completed few questions, but the second class homework was difficult. He struggled in most of them. I struggled in most of them. I said, did you check the theory, the recordings? Because I've already covered these topics. Oh, I have to refer to the recording. Understand, I'm just telling him again and again, but he's not listening. And again, I asked him, did he practice some quant questions? I didn't get the time, but I'll do it. I understand that. So do you understand this guy? He wants to achieve everything so quickly, but he doesn't have any disciplines behind that. He's not ready to listen. He's not following the right approach. He thinks that, oh, I'm motivated and I can do anything. See, motivation is good, but if you don't, follow the right process, if you're not disciplined is not, I have practiced 10 questions or I practiced 20 questions. No, did you follow the right approach? Because if you followed the question with the wrong approach, you wasted time and you developed the wrong habit. Because if in GMAT you have to follow a specific way because you have just 2 minutes to solve a question. And if you don't follow the right approach to solve the question, probably you'll face problem in GMAT. And I see the same problem with most of the students who approach me because their decisions are anxiety driven. Because they have been preparing for last 1 year and then they come to me and then they expect, okay, something different. Of course things will be different because you will be getting regular feedback, you will be evaluated, everything will be planned for you. But first you have to get disciplined in the sense you should have the patience to sit and solve questions with the right approach. So if you're preparing for GMAT, okay, and if you're just thinking, okay, I just have 2 months and I will be able to complete GMAT in 2 months, forget it. Yeah, if you have the disciplines, yes, it will work for you, but that's only 1%. 99% of the students that approached me, they don't have disciplines. They don't have the patience to sit and study. They are anxiety driven. And anxiety happens because we give ourselves unrealistic deadlines. You're an average student, you want 95 percentile, but you'll not study. How will you get it? On what basis you are giving yourself deadlines? Okay, so when you start your journey for GMAT, give yourself sensible deadlines and keep your deadlines evaluation based. Because when you study, you learn something, you grow, and based on that growth, you decide how much time will it take. Right at the beginning, you cannot decide how much time will it take until unless you are highly disciplined. And again, I'm repeating, there are very few people like that. Okay, so don't give yourself some unrealistic deadlines and stop this, okay, motivation, because under motivation, you'll not be able to sustain. Okay, so when you're planning for GMAT, give yourself decent time. Okay, don't work on motivation. Take one thing, go deep into it, and go to the next sections. Don't take your decisions based on anxiety.